Hi there. I'm Noreen Smith from Creative Memories, and I'm really happy to be with you today to show you how to create this nutcracker border that's featured on a layout in the winter issue of Creative Scrapbooker magazine. Now, it was made with the Creative Memories Christmas Cheer collection, which has a couple of different patterned paper packs, one more in the reds and golds and greens, and then a fun blue plaid accessory pack. But the star of the show when we're making that border is the new Nutcracker decorative border punch. And you can see that you can create these fun little nutcrackers, but it's actually the first border punch that we've designed to work vertically. So you can see if you turn it horizontally, you'll get your nutcrackers, but they kind of look like they're lying on their sides. So we're going to make this really fun nutcracker border with all of their little accessories and almost like paper dolls. We're going to dress them up. And then we're going to put it on a great background that's made from the new candy cane stripe border maker cartridge. So we're going to be creating a base using the candy cane stripe, and then we're going to play dress up with our little nutcrackers. So I'm going to be using, as you can see, some of the blue plaid papers as well as some of the papers from the regular Christmas cheer paper pack. So let me clear this away and we'll get started making our nutcracker border. Now I'm actually going to punch my base for my nutcracker border from some beige solid cardstock, just a nice neutral. And of course you can punch it from designer paper, from cardstock, whatever you want the base of your nutcracker border to be. And if you haven't used one of the Creative Memories decorative border punches, after you've unlocked it, you'll want to make sure that you see the two lines on the front. And you can punch in whichever direction you like. Feed your paper in from this direction and line it up with the line on the left, or vice versa. Feed it in from this side and line it up with the line on the right. Now I'm right-handed and I like to feed it in from the right, line it up, and then hold the excess paper firmly onto the base plate of the punch with my right hand and then punch with my left. And then as I move my punched shape along, you can see that there's an image of the nutcracker printed here in blue. I'm just going to move it until the punched shape completely covers the image. So when I don't see any more blue, I know I'm in the right spot to punch again. And then we just go ahead and move it along, cover the image on the base plate, and finish punching. And a 12-inch sheet of paper will need to be punched 5 times, and we'll get just a small little base at the bottom of our last punch. So you might need to just cut that part away with your scissors. So now that I have my border piece, you can see that that's really cute, but it's nowhere near as cute as it could be when we dress it up. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and punched out some additional nutcrackers from some other papers. I've got some black cardstock here, some of the blue plaid, some green, and some gold. And I can go ahead and just kind of play dress up, as I said, by cutting out the different parts of the nutcracker's body. Maybe I'm going to cut out the base and the legs from black. And then my repositionable adhesive is going to be really, really handy here so that I can just add my little pieces on top of the base border. So you can go ahead and make them, all the same. You can create different looks. I'm just going to cut out these legs from black so that it looks like some of mine have black trousers on, black boots maybe. And then I can go ahead and cut out some of the shirts from other materials. So again, I'm just going to cut it off at the legs and then give him a little bit of a cut here so that his head falls off. And now I have just a little shirt here that I can add to one of these nutcrackers. Again, repositionable adhesive is great because it'll only stick where you want it to. And if you've got any little holes in your design, it'll just skim right over that. And what I forgot to do here is maybe cut off the little hands so that the beige base shows through. So now I've gone ahead, and there's his little trousers or boots and his shirt. And then I could take the gold, for example, maybe just trim off the little crown with my scissors, and then I can add that to my nutcracker as well. So I think you get the idea. You can make it as intricate as you want. Of course, you can use different colors. You can create a pattern, however you want to do it to create the details for your nutcrackers. And just a little note about the little holes in the crown and the mustache. There I just took a small piece of scrap material from my punched out shapes and just adhered them behind the border. So there's a little bit of black behind that border, and that will really make his little mustache and the little holes in his crown stand out. So that's a really fun thing to do, to mix and match all the different kinds of patterns and colors until you create your full row of nutcrackers. Now the next step in creating this border is to create this fun background, this striped background. So we're going to use, as I mentioned, the candy cane stripe border maker cartridge. We're just going to slip the cartridge into the housing, the punch housing from the original border maker system, click it into place, and you'll see that the teeth on the little cartridge are sticking out. Then we're going to take the paper guide, flip it over, and just open up the gray paper holder. Lift up the blue magnetic arm, and then I'm going to use this fun candy cane paper. Just slide it into the tray, put down the magnetic arm, and then we're going to fold the gray paper tray back and snap it into place on the back of the paper guide. So now we're left with our paper kind of hanging out, but it's at the exact right placement to slide into our border maker cartridge. And the teeth on the cartridge is going to kind of nest into the notches on the back. So they're going to lock into place and enable you to punch. So we're just going to slide this in. We're just going to line that up at the bottom, and I can feel that the teeth have locked into the notches. So I'm going to go ahead and punch. Then I'm just going to slide it up until I feel the teeth lock in at the next set of notches. And we just keep going up or down, whichever way you like, and punching as we go. And you can see we've got our fun candy cane stripe on the edge of our paper. So that's a great design, and it's a great design to use in lots of different layout applications. You can see I'm just going to slide a piece of white cardstock behind the paper, and it really shows off the stripe. But now we're going to go ahead and trim this down using our 12-inch trimmer, and we're going to punch the opposite side of it so we get a double width of the candy cane punch. So we're going to go ahead and trim this piece to 2 1/4 inches. And that's going to give us just enough space on this side to punch again. But I think that you can see that if we try to put this 2 1/4 inch piece of paper back into our guide to punch it again, there's not much to hold on to. So this is my favorite little trick for using the border maker system, is just to take a sticky note or two, place my paper in position, and then use the sticky notes to kind of act as extra handles to hold the paper in place. Then I can go ahead, put the magnetic arm down and fold the gray paper guide away. And then I can go ahead and punch this side just like I did the last one. And I'm going to get a great double candy cane striped border. Let's just take this out gently and remove our sticky notes. Isn't that fun? We've got a great border now that we can place our nutcracker right onto. So, and if you're wondering, the total width of the red border that I've double punched is 2 1/4, and then the total width of the white border that I'm going to place everything on is 2 3/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my repositionable adhesive. And again, it's just so quick. It only sticks to the paper. And I love using my 13-inch cutting mats so that I can just really make sure I'm centering everything nice and evenly. Just leaving a 1/4 inch on each side. And I've got my base now that I can place my little border right on top. So of course I didn't finish all of my little nutcrackers, but you can see the finished product right here with all of my nutcrackers all dressed up and then placed onto the candy cane stripe border with the white paper behind it. And then all I need to do is choose my base page, and then I've got 2 rectangles layered on top of the base page. So the larger green rectangle is 10 1/2 by 9 1/2, and the smaller gold rectangle is 10 by 9. And that still gives me a great amount of space right in between the little 3 by 4 photos for my beautiful nutcracker border. Isn't that sweet? And I did mount my nutcracker border onto the backing with some foam squares so that he pops out just a little bit. So our variety pack foam squares are great because you'll get different sizes that will be perfect for going, behind the larger parts as well as the smaller parts. Now to finish up my layout, because there's so many decorative elements to look at down the center with all of the fun nutcrackers, I decided it would be just fun to have a couple of spots to add my journaling and an embellishment and maybe a little title sticker. So I actually just took one of the variety mat pack cards. They come in 6 1/2 by 4 1/2 and then 6 by 4 inch sizes. And I literally took this particular shape, cut it with my scissors, and then cut it in half. This part went down here for my journaling, and this part went up here as a little base for my title. Now the stickers for the Christmas Cheer collection are so much fun, and you can see that we've got a sheet of borders, a sheet of icons, and a sheet of word art and titles. So I chose the little nuts about nutcrackers and then a couple of our cute little decorative nutcrackers from the stickers to add to each little half bracket. So a really quick and easy layout, even though it looks really complicated. I had so much fun dressing up my little nutcrackers and creating this fun vertical border with the nutcracker decorative border punch and the candy cane stripe border maker cartridge. Now if you want to get your hands on these items, you can certainly visit creativememories.com, creativememories.ca if you're in Canada, or creativememoriesau.com if you are in Australia. And better yet, contact your local advisor. You can use the advisor search feature on any of the websites to find an advisor near you. And that's a great way to stay in touch with everything that's new with Creative Memories. I hope you have a great holiday season this year, and I'm hoping that I'll see you again soon with another tutorial using Creative Memories products. Thanks very much to Creative Scrapbooker Magazine for having me back yet again. Bye-bye for now.